place, but a little off the boil in qualifying.
Yeah, but I think last year, he ended the last year the most complete rider outside, you know, beyond Angel Piqueras, and he really was, in his first season, a very, very strong.
148 as opposed to the 147s, but very, very close to pole position.
Yeah, and you know, the lap record is now a second quicker than it was coming into this weekend, so it's a big step forward.
Yeah, and it's a big change this year with the Pirelli tyres for these riders. They're also riding them in the Junior World Championship if they're competing there as well. All changed for Moto 3 and Moto 2. Row 3, Mooney, Christian Daniel Jr. and Rico Salmella, another favourite there in 9th place, the number 27. Another newbie, Valentin Peroni, another Argentinian ahead of Leo Ramersdorfer, making big improvements from last year. Leonardo Zanni in a Farkas, Pons, Puetesan and Evan Belford filling out row 8.
Yeah, it's going to be a thriller, of course, and you know, more than ever, I think there's a complete question mark, but a whole host of unknowns really going into this race.
Absolutely, and worth pointing out, we are missing one rider on the grid, well, two riders in fact this weekend. Guido Pini out due to an injury sustained before race weekend.
They're coming round the long right-hander onto the back straight, and they do have a choice of gearing here, so they can be either, you know, 1837 or 1836 on the sprockets, and that the choice of gearing could be so crucial with the headwind down that long straight.
And they've got to be careful because you just had the MotoGP sprint race here in Jerez, and there was a couple of wet patches left over from the morning rain, which seemingly might
have action to kick off the 18th season of the Cup.
That is longer than many of these riders have been alive.
And of course, you know, this is actually where the Cup started, back
with the Spanish crowd, tens of thousands of them all cheering his name. Just a few years ago he was competing here. They all know what's on the line here today.
They do indeed, and of course he's battling with Jorge Martin, also an ex-rookie, so the guys go from here through Moto 3, Moto 2 into MotoGP. The lights are on. They're out, and who makes a good start? A great start from pole position for Max Chies, but it's the 51 who slots into the lead.
Brian Uriarte takes the whole shot in the first race of the year, but he's got it on the line there. No such issues this time in Rookies Cup.
He got it rolling okay, but he just didn't get the drive the way Brian Uriarte did, and Brian was absolutely superb on that balance of clutch and throttle.
Off like an absolute rocket. Chies, though, looking up the inside of Pratama, round turn 5. As we come onto the back straight, they've got Morelli in 4th place. Keep your eye on Lightning McQueen there, Mr. No Plan B himself. Side by side with Chies down the back straight they come.
And this is the first time, of course, Brian Uriarte
6 pushes Pratama out the way. Morelli up the inside as well, into 3rd spot, but Pratama fights back as well. He's got Dinesh not too far behind him, and Alvaro Carpe. Action stations already in Rookies Cup.
And they know that they've got to get after Uriarte because he's already looking super good in front, and Chies
7th place as well. He's got his acronym there is DAO, but his name is Christian Daniel Jr. It's a bit novel on that, I've got to say. That didn't really make sense to me, but here we go, down the final sector for the first time.
And VEDA EGA PRATAMA, as you say, luck last year, and out the inside goes Max Chies. Superb stuff. He knew he had to fight back, and he's done exactly that. It is the 28 of Max Chies who leads across the line at the end of Rut 1.
He can assert his dominance here in Rookies Cup in his 3rd and final season.
And VEDA EGA PRATAMA is looking good there as well in 3rd place, but it still is the 51 of Brian Uriarte in 2nd.
And we see Leo Ramersdorfer's crashed out as well, unfortunately. He had a great qualifying up into 11th spot. Massive improvement from last year, but he has rejoined the race car.
No, and I wonder if those...
and Joel Pons as well. Goodness me, what happened at the final corner?
And I wonder if any of the damp patches which we were talking about caught out some of the guys in the MotoGP race are causing problems here, because the track inspection was rigorous. They went, I could see marshals on unusual to what we've had already 4 or 5 crashes.
Yeah, absolutely. Unfortunately, it's the case where they had such intense rain last night with the heat of now baking the track. It could be said that it's causing some of the water to rise up to the surface, catching the riders out, but we carry on. It's Carpe, the number 83, with a big moment there around the right hand.
To get away with that, but he's looking super determined, isn't he? The elbow out style of Alvaro Carpe, number 83. You can see him there just behind Carpe. is off the inside, the 83, late, but he's wide, he's wide, he's wide. Down
It's VEDA
goes.
Pratama's down. VEDA's gone down. The rider with the praying mantis on the back of his helmet there. Well, he's down and out there. Oh, goodness me, poor VEDA. Well,
The
what a
15-year-old
debut.
Indonesian, yeah. I wonder if he was...
Oh, another one down. It's Christian Daniel.
But it's so unusual to have this many fallers this early in the race.
Yeah.
Absolutely most unusual. That's the 54 of VEDA Pratama. He's obviously got going again. Right, oh my goodness.
There's
Catch
too
our
much
breath.
drama.
It's Chies, Uriarte, Morelli.
Christian Daniel got distracted, I think, by him.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if he was distracted by him. We'll have to go and ask him after the race, won't we? But we're back to the front, four abreast. Down the back straight, Uriarte still leading the way. But that is a far more dwindled group of riders down into turn 6.
Indeed it is. It's all shuffle and change here, is it so? But as you say, it's Uriarte that leads from...
Yes, Rico Salmello, a bit of a quiet weekend so far. I know he was raging with his qualifying night. He was so strong in pre-season testing, as we see. Danish goes up his inside there. But looking back, I think that was from Carpe at Morelli, was it? Yes, it was.
Yeah, hacking down
With Moto 2 and Moto 3, it's a different dynamic of tyre now with the Pirellis. There is more of a tyre drop than perhaps these riders will be used to. But it's all part of the game, tyre management, of course, as we see Morelli, Chies side by side. Across the line they come then. But we await to see how that impacts the race.
Fallen away from Morelli in second place and Chies in third.
Morelli is so smooth, though, as is Valentin Peroni, the 73 there. You can see he's got his acronym there of CAN, his final name, Valentin Peroni Canton, another Argentine.
Because Uriarte is... I hope he's still in front. I don't...
He's been caught, he's now third.
I do beg his pardon. My goodness. And that happened very quickly, or he must have made some kind of a mistake. Did you see his mistake?
No, I didn't at all.
Yeah, so he obviously did something wrong because he, we had the onboard shot of just how far he was in front, and suddenly, as you picked, Matt, he's suddenly back into third place and now fourth.
Well, here we are then, on board. There is Peroni coming up the inside into second.
Being led by Max Chies, the pole man.
I would assume that riders have figured out, should there be any more wet patches, residual wet patches over, they have figured out where they are by now, and as it's a bit more calm at this stage in the race after a blistering opener.
I don't know whether they can have figured it out because in the MotoGP.
Makin melesat di Red Bull Rookies Cup, VEDA Pratama dipuji pemilik tim zaman Valentino Rossi sebagai prospek hebat MotoGP. Kecepatan makin tinggi yang ditunjukkan pembalap Indonesia, VEDA EGA Pratama. Di Red Bull Rookies Cup 2025 telah mencuri perhatian sosok senior di paddock MotoGP. VEDA EGA Pratama telah mencuri perhatian sejak berhasil finish di posisi podium pada balapan Asia Talent Cup 2022 di Lusail setelah melakukan penyelamatan ala Marc Marquez. Padahal saat itu usia VEDA masih 13 tahun. Dari sana, VEDA itu terus menunjukkan sinarnya dengan menjadi juara Asia Talent Cup pada 2023 dan kini menjadi langganan posisi depan di Red Bull Rookies Cup. Penampilan VEDA pun kembali menggigit saat Red Bull Rookies Cup 2025 mulai bergulir di sirkuit Jerez pada akhir pekan lalu, 26 hingga 27 April 2025. Start dari belakang, tepatnya posisi ke-15, tak menghentikan putra mantan pembalap nasional, Sudarmono tersebut. Berbekal pengalaman tampil pada musim sebelumnya, VEDA selalu berhasil merangsek ke depan dengan cepat dan selalu dapat memimpin balapan. Memang, hasilnya belum maksimal. Setelah posisi ketiga pada balapan ke-1, VEDA gagal finish karena tertabrak rivalnya ketika sedang bersaing memperebutkan kemenangan. Kemampuan VEDA pun dipuji Peter Clifford, Direktur Pengembangan Pembalap Red Bull Rookies Cup. Salah satu kompetisi junior yang menjadi gerbang terakhir menuju MotoGP. Clifford menyebut nama VEDA dalam diskusi di X.com tentang bagaimana pembalap-pembalap potensial terus bermunculan dari berbagai penjuru dunia berkat proyek Road to MotoGP. Kita memiliki beberapa prospek yang hebat termasuk VEDA Pratama dari Indonesia dalam musim keduanya, di Rookies Cup, tulis Clifford. Mengutip dari laman resmi Red Bull Rookies Cup, Clifford bukan sekadar staf sejak edisi Rookies Cup yang pertama pada 2007 tetapi juga jurnalis, komentator, hingga pemilik tim. Clifford pernah menjadi pemilik sekaligus manajer tim WCM, World Championship Motorsports, yang mentas di kelas para raja IP 500 MotoGP dari 1992 hingga 2005. Musim 2000 menjadi musim tersukses bagi tim WCM dengan 3 kemenangan dalam semusim yang semuanya disumbangkan Gary S1 MCHI Pronunciationchai di atas motor Yamaha YZR 500. S1 MCHI Pronunciationchai bahkan lebih sering menang daripada Valentino Rossi, 2 kali, yang saat itu jadi debutan ajaib kelas IP 500 bersama tim satelit rasa pabrikan Nastro Azzurro Honda. The Doctor dapat finish lebih tinggi di klasemen akhir karena lebih konsisten. Rossi menjadi runner-up kejuaraan sedangkan S1 MCHI Pronunciationchai di peringkat 5. Kembali ke VEDA, karir balapnya kian berkembang dengan kesempatan tampil yang lebih luas menuju mimpi tampil di MotoGP. Selain menjalani musim keduanya di Rookies Cup, pembalap yang bernaung di Astra Honda Racing Team itu akan menjalani debut di Junior GP pada musim 2025 ini. Rookies Cup dan Junior GP menjadi 2 ajang yang memberikan privilese berupa batas usia lebih rendah untuk tampil di semua kelas MotoGP. Menurut aturan saat ini, pembalap harus genap berusia 18 tahun untuk mengikuti balapan Moto3, Moto2, maupun MotoGP. Untuk VEDA, saat ini berumur 16 tahun. Artinya adalah musim 2027 karena lahir pada tanggal 23 November dan biasanya musim kejuaraan sudah rampung saat dia berulang tahun. Adapun jika mampu finish 3 besar di klasemen akhir Rookies Cup atau Junior GP, VEDA bisa tampil lebih cepat 1 tahun. VEDA bukan satu-satunya pembalap Indonesia yang mengejar mimpi untuk tampil di MotoGP. Muhammad Tiandra Ramadipa menjadi remaja tanah air lain yang sedang tampil di Rookies Cup. Baru kali ini mentas di sirkuit Eropa, Rama juga tampil di ajang European Talent Cup. Sementara di MotoGP, Mario Suryo Aji memberi asa setelah menjadi pembalap Indonesia pertama yang finish 10 besar saat melakukannya di balapan Moto2 Americas 2025. Sayangnya, progres Mario Aji di kelas tengah balap Grandi Prix motor terhambat karena dislokasi bahu yang memaksanya absen di balapan terakhir. Makin melesat di Red Bull Rookies Cup, VEDA Pratama dipuji pemilik tim zaman Valentino Rossi sebagai prospek hebat MotoGP. Kecepatan makin tinggi yang ditunjukkan pembalap Indonesia, VEDA EGA Pratama. Di Red Bull Rookies Cup 2025 telah mencuri perhatian sosok senior di paddock MotoGP. VEDA EGA Pratama telah mencuri perhatian sejak berhasil finish di posisi podium pada balapan Asia Talent Cup 2022 di Lusail setelah melakukan penyelamatan ala Marc Marquez. Padahal saat itu usia VEDA masih 13 tahun. Dari sana, VEDA itu terus menunjukkan sinarnya dengan menjadi juara Asia Talent Cup pada 2023 dan kini menjadi langganan posisi depan di Red Bull Rookies Cup. Penampilan VEDA pun kembali menggigit saat Red Bull Rookies Cup 2025 mulai bergulir di sirkuit Jerez pada akhir pekan lalu, 26 hingga 27 April 2025. Start dari belakang, tepatnya posisi ke-15, tak menghentikan putra mantan pembalap nasional, Sudarmono tersebut. Berbekal pengalaman tampil pada musim sebelumnya, VEDA selalu berhasil merangsek ke depan dengan cepat dan selalu dapat memimpin balapan. Memang, hasilnya belum maksimal. Setelah posisi ketiga pada balapan ke-1, VEDA gagal finish karena tertabrak rivalnya ketika sedang bersaing memperebutkan kemenangan. Kemampuan VEDA pun dipuji Peter Clifford, Direktur Pengembangan Pembalap Red Bull Rookies Cup. Salah satu kompetisi junior yang menjadi gerbang terakhir menuju MotoGP.